Living Outrageously podcast. This is the show where we teach you how to stop living a boring life and start living outrageously. My name's Dave Thompson, that is Matt the freaking man Kelly, and this is the show for passionate, creative and intelligent people who want to step up and make their dent in the universe. Matt the freaking Kelly, impossible is an opinion, my friend.
It is.
And dude, is that the skull of a bull behind your shoulder?
It's some kind of fossilized sculpture of sorts. I actually don't know what it is. Yeah, I'll find out, and that'll be a topic for a future episode.
Fantastic, man. I just love the variety here at the LOP because that's what it's all about, is creativity. But today, Matt Kelly, it's not really a creative topic.
It's not creative.
But
it's important though. It's not creative. It is one might say, by mastering what we're talking about today, it will enable you to be infinitely creative. How's that?
I like that. And if you don't master this, what we're about to share today, then you're going to turn into a fossil like the bull.
Right.
Meaning nothing's going to happen.
That's it. I like it.
What we're talking about today, Matt Kelly, and should we just let's have a very quick shout out to the samurai before we get down to business, hey?
Let's do that, Dave. Like, epic samurai. For those of you who are new to the LOP, don't forget there is the ridiculous samurai lounge, which for potentially a limited time, Dave, if it was me and I was watching, I would jump on this. They can get into the samurai lounge right now by going to livingoutrageously.com, entering their details, and we'll let them in. That community is thriving. And it is ridiculous.
Dude, if you want to hang out with some of the coolest people on the planet, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. And they made an awesome tribute video which went out as our season 1. I really hope you saw that, dude. I think that thing's got like a couple of thousand views on YouTube, but you know what? Over 95% of that was me and you, because we're just like, yeah, that's so cool.
I keep watching it, Dave. Like, literally, I've watched it many times. I've gone back and watched the last episode because those people are all so amazing and they're all doing so just a second to express gratitude. Like, those people are living, breathing samurai, and that's why this thing was built, Dave. And they're just proving it time and time again. So epic shout outs.
That's right. All right, let's get down to the business, Matt Kelly. It's time to slay some sloth. Pull out the samurai swords.
Let's do it.
Yeah! All right. Today, we're talking about how to back yourself.
Yeah.
How to back yourself to live your outrageous life. Because let's face it, how many negabots are there out there? How many people are there out there that go, no. These people are in bed with sloth, right?
Right.
You can't live your dream. No, get down. In Australia, they call it the tall poppy syndrome.
Right.
Today, it's about how do you back yourself. So many samurai that I know, that I've been working with, that I've been coaching with, and that I just see around, they have their sword here. Today is about how to take the action, how to decide to back yourself.
And here's the thing, Dave, if you don't know how to back yourself, right? If you don't know how to, the results can be disastrous, right? Like, this is where, like, you get those feelings of procrastination and you're sitting back and you've just got this deep regret where you wish you'd done something, but you never actually took the first step to make it happen. And I mean, we know the process to beat this now. It's insane how simple it is when you strip it bare and go, all you've got to do is take the first step and you're well on your way. And for me, it's so important. If you don't back yourself, if you can't make the decision to back yourself in the first place, no progress happens. You just cannot proceed with an outrageous life.
That's right. It's like standing at the door of the dark tunnel with the dark tunnel in front of you and just stuck on the spot.
Yeah.
Literally stuck on the spot. And you know where that leads? If you draw that out into the future to your deathbed, you're going to turn out like one of those people who, on their deathbed, when the nurse is about to put them to sleep at their resting place, says, I wish I did that.
Yeah.
I wish I'd had a go.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, is having a go.
It's we all take risks, Dave. We all take risks, and those who don't back themselves and aren't calculated in their approach and actually execute, they're the ones that sit there at the end of their life. I mean, like, you and I, like, we've got a long way to go, right? Like,
Oh, yes.
Like, I know that my
Well,
life
what's-
is going to get super crazy from here, and that's going to be awesome. And I can't say I've been in that situation where I've been on my deathbed, but I can tell you I've been in a situation where I've been like, you know that feeling where it's like, man, I should have done it. I should have done it. It's already happened to me multiple times. I know the samurai will feel the same, and I'm so glad we've mastered this, and I'm so glad we can just get this out there. This is epic content.
That's right. I love this because what we're about to share is a 3-step process for making a decision to back yourself and to go for it. Because what I see is so many people sitting on the edge, right? They're sitting on the fence. Now, the thing about the fence is it seems comfortable at first, right? Because, you get a good vantage point, you can see the past, you can see the future, and it's like, you know what? All right. But you begin to sit there for a few minutes, and then you get a splinter in your bum. And then you realize, oh, the fence is actually quite skinny, and this is not especially comfortable.
Right.
Yeah? You know what I'm saying? You digging me now?
Anyone who's spent any time sitting on a fence, specifically a fence, understands that feeling.
Right? And like, you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back because the echoes of the past, that shit behind you, it's not good. That's why you moved on from it, right?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't good.
Right.
Yeah? So you're moving forward and then you're sitting on this fence and you might even be like scoping out, like you can see that business in front of you. You can see that new town that you're moving to, you've always wanted to. You can see that new relationship.
Right.
And you've got the samurai sword ready, but you're still not moving.
You haven't pulled the trigger.
Haven't pulled the trigger. Classic procrastination, classic self-sabotage pattern. So what we're going to share today, the reason I love it, Matt Kelly, and the reason that this is so valuable is because it will get you off the fence. And it'll get you off the fence and it'll allow you to make a good decision. Because I think that's what people are most afraid of is if I take this risk, something really bad will happen. Because that's what everyone else tells you, isn't it?
Right. And here's the thing, it's not easy. Like people who face these challenges, right? And they know, oh, I would love to have X, but the reason I can't is because it's going to be really hard, and I'm scared, and I can't make that decision because there's too much at risk, or I can't proceed, or I can't make it. But it just, for me, it just comes all the way back to that point of regret, where it's like, we know it's not easy, we know it's hard, and we know that sitting on the fence is comfortable for a little while, but we also know that no one changed the world by sitting on the fence.
That's right. Let's just let that hang for a minute. If we had a Twitter account, that would totally be tweeted out.
No one changed the world by sitting on the fence.
By sitting on the fence. Matt Kelly, that is gold. Podcast over. Dude, that is so good. It's so true, man. And I think the thing about being a samurai is that if you've chosen to be samurai, you've rejected sitting on the fence, haven't you?
Right.
You've said, I don't want that. Because that's like the cubicle. You don't want to be there. So you're in your own business, or you're going out and doing a charity, or following your sports dreams or your traveling dreams. That's what we're talking about here. Those people, they realize that comfort isn't going to get them where they need to go.
Yeah.
They realize they need to make a decision. So this is what we're going to help viewers with today, because let's just quickly run through this. So unsuccessful people make decisions based on feelings. Will it feel good right now?
This minute, specifically now.
Immediately. Will I feel good immediately, right? Think about cigarettes, alcohol, chocolate, fast food.
Yep.
Going home and sitting on the couch and watching 7 hours of TV instead of going to the gym or going and working on your business.
What will feel good this moment? I don't care about later. Right now, what will feel good? Unfortunately, if that's what's driving you, if it's what's going to happen right now, I hate to say it, Dave, but your life might not be that long.
Yeah, it's that's the classic moment of sloth. It's the classic moment of sloth. And you can't really blame people because the way modern society is now,
It's thrown at you. It's in your face.
it is like comfort central. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have to go hunt for food. It's like you just turn up to any corner. It's like vending machine or, you know, you could order a pizza and have it like turn up during this episode.
You know what? Yeah, that's probably true.
You know what? I could ring from Melbourne, Australia, and get a pizza delivered to you in San Francisco.
You could easily.
That's
And it would be here before the end of this episode if you called right now.
That's the level of comfort that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right? More successful people, they don't do that. They also so it feels good, but it makes sense as well. So they're using a bit of the logic and the heart and the logic. And this is often a good way to make a decision, but is everything going to feel good? If I said to you, Matt Kelly, you need to go to Google tomorrow and give a presentation to 10,000 Google lovers and their staff, would that feel completely 100% good?
It would be it'd probably be an intimidating situation to deal with. Yes. I don't think it would be the process between now and then certainly wouldn't be comfortable.
Okay, cool. So the moment might be great, but the process, the dark tunnel of preparing for something like that would not be comfortable. So if you based your decision solely on feelings, you wouldn't do it.
That's right. You wouldn't. You'd go, hold on, that would require me doing a lot of work right now. I don't want to do a lot of work right now.
Out. Okay, the best people, the most successful, they use the 3-step process that we're about to unveil, Matt Kelly.
Unveil it, Dave. Let's do it.
Veal, Matt Kelly. Have you eaten veal?
I've eaten veal before.
I think Cecily likes veal. It's a quality product.
Mate, protein.
Dude, we need to segue for just a moment here and talk about something that came up in the Samurai Lounge during the week.
Yes.
Stephanie puts a post on the Samurai Lounge, like the lounge is blowing up.
Yeah.
She puts this and we're all talking about like business and samurai and all this, and then she goes, "Samurai, what's your favorite superfood?" I can't remember what she said. She's like, Dave likes coconuts, Matt Kelly likes tea. What do you like? And there's all these people going like, oh, goji berries and like chia seeds and
I've been eating dude. I've been eating kale.
You've been eating kale,
dude. Kale is like intimidating at first. Like this is a prime example, by the way. Make it relevant to the content. Like you eat it and it's kind of bitter and it's not a great feeling. But afterwards, you're like, whoa, I love kale. I just love kale. I don't even know what kale is, but I love it now. I don't know how you buy it. I don't know how you prepare it, but I've been eating it and it's amazing.
That's because you've been ordering it online and getting kale delivered to you.
No, I'm in the very very fortunate situation of having a chef in the vicinity of where I am right now. So prepared for me. Yes.
Okay. That's fantastic. All right, back to the story. So there's all these people going like, what's your favorite superfood? It's like kale and all these green stuff and cacao and all this. And then Cecily Corr says bacon.
Right.
I'm like, Cecily, bacon is not a superfood.
Oh, no, but it tastes amazing. Does that make it super? I don't know, maybe. That's
the thing. So anyway, I thought that was hilarious that someone listed bacon as a superfood. But you know what? I am fond of the bacon, Matt Kelly. So
dude, lamb bacon. Like this is the whole LOP history.
And that's what we were talking about. And then the next comment was me going, yeah, well, organic lamb bacon is... And then Stephanie's like, what? Like, how has my life existed for 30-odd years and I've not known about organic lamb bacon? She had this total, like, amazing moment for herself.
Right.
And that's the Samurai Lounge, dude. That's the Samurai Lounge.
If you want to learn about kale, there is only one place you can go. It's not Wikipedia. It's the Samurai Lounge, and you can get in through the website. Do it now. Dave, here's the situation, right? I'm feeling a little bit I've got this feeling of anticipation building up inside me, because I know that what you're about to do is you're about to hit the samurai with this 3-step process, right? This is a 3-step process for making a killer decision, and this is all about backing yourself and pushing yourself forward and being able to create that outrageous life. So please, hit us with it now. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. So, if you want to leave your job, maybe start a business, maybe end a relationship that's not working for you, start a new hobby, go traveling, travel the world, see something, do an ultra marathon, compete in an event, or maybe enroll in some new education or take on a coach or do some more training.
Yeah.
The first question you need to ask yourself in the 3-step process is this action on the path to where I want to go?
Yeah.
Is it on the path to where I want to go?
Will I achieve what I want to achieve by taking this action now?
That's right. So it's back to the Matt Kelly whiteboard. It's remember the Matt Kelly whiteboard where you're currently heading down this way, but actually what you really want is sitting on my forehead here. So you're heading on this path, and every day that you move away, you're moving further and further and further away. So is this thing that you want to do, start a business, is it on the path to your ideal, outrageous life? If yes, proceed to step 2.
Change path. That's what you have to do. You cannot continue the way you're going. You absolutely must if it's on the path.
Right? Change. Is it on the path? I'm not sure we need to explain that anymore. It's a pretty easy question.
I suppose the whole point is, Dave, if I'm sitting here and I've got a decision to be made, and the decision has come out of nowhere, right? There's a decision I have to make, and I've got my overarching goal. I know the life that I'm striving towards, and I'm doing things to create that. It's super simple. Is me doing this right now going to put me on that path? Am I going to continue on the path I'm going on by making this decision, or will it derail that? And if the answer is
That's
yes,
right.
You're right. Proceed. So let's before we go to step 2, let's look at some quick personal examples here. Yeah.
So when I started Redlands Beach Handball up in Brisbane, right, my goal, where I wanted to go, was the Australian Beach Handball team.
Yeah.
Is starting my own beach handball league from scratch, where the sport didn't even exist, is doing that on the path to where I want to go? Yes. Proceed to step 2. Matt Kelly, goal, change the world through tech. Is San Francisco on the path to that? Yes.
There isn't a better place. Yes. Proceed to step 2.
Dave Thompson, change the world through coaching and success coaching and peak performance. Is Melbourne on the path to that? Yes, because I get to train with the best. No brainer. Move to step 2. Should we do step 2?
Let's do it. I'm so ready for step 2.
Okay. Next thing to ask yourself is, what is the worst case? What is the worst thing that could happen if you did the thing that you're thinking about doing?
Yeah. And this is scary. Okay. This is scary, right? Because the worst case could be big, but I'll tell you what are the stakes? If I don't do it, will I never reach my goal? You've got to weigh this up, and this is an important decision to make. Is this, what is the worst case scenario of me doing this? For me, right? Worst case scenario, I'm going to basically abandon all money making opportunities in Australia, which is exactly what I was doing, and I'm going to go to San Francisco, and I don't really know what's going to happen, but I'm going to go and try that, right? That was a pretty big risk, right? Worst case scenario is I arrive, it's not what I thought it was, I can't succeed here for whatever reason, there's all these potential dramas, and I've got to go back to Australia. Well, worst case scenario is I go back to the life I had. Okay.
Worst case is you're back at Peel Island on a Saturday,
right,
climbing the sand dune and looking at the water.
Yeah, I've got to go fishing every weekend. That's my worst case. If my current life is the worst case scenario, then Dave, for me, again, no brainer. It was proceed.
That's right. For me, with the beach handball, what is the worst case? Starting this league, right? Worst case, no one comes. Worst case, what does that mean? That means I'm at the beach, hanging out
by yourself.
By myself.
Right. Terrible.
That's the worst
Terrible
case.
Scenario.
Right. That's the worst case. So if someone out there is thinking about starting their own business, What is the worst case? Well, they put some money down, and if you're starting an internet business, then that's not a lot of money. You can start an internet business for under $100, you know, maybe $1,000. If you're going absolutely crazy and just loading the shit out of everything that you're putting into your business, maybe $5K.
Oh, listen, if you spent $5K, you would be answerable to me. I would want to know what you were spending it on. You can do it. Like, if you want to go and launch a restaurant, no question, right? That's different.
Yes.
But if you want to do an internet business, you can start with your minimum viable product far, far lower to prove the concept.
That's right. That's right. So, what's the worst case? Worst case. And the thing here, the secret sauce about the worst case, Matt Kelly, is to see the worst case for what it really is. Because people that are prone to drama will make the worst case seem dramatic and just, it's so big. See it for what it is.
Yeah.
Use the appropriate word to describe what it will be. So, for example, you know, people go, oh, you know when someone's hungry and you're hanging out with someone and they go, oh, I'm just starving.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, you're not starving.
No.
Right?
You've got a credit card in your pocket and you're telling me you're starving? Like, no.
The Africans are starving, man.
Yeah.
Let's get real for a second. Let's use the word that is appropriate for the situation. You are not starving.
You are a little bit peckish.
I could eat.
Yeah. At some time in the next 7 hours, it would be nice to have some food.
It is on my agenda to
Right.
begin commencing looking for food.
Yeah.
But you are not starving. So let's use the right word. Because you could have easily said, oh, worst case, going to San Fran. Catastrophe, my life is over.
Right.
I would never get another job in Australia.
Right.
Broke and I'd be bankrupt. Hold on, back that shit up.
Yeah.
Really? What is the worst case?
I mean, you're dead right, Dave. And to be honest, to just hit that example, my worst case, aside from the plane crashing, there being an earthquake, right? Aside from dying, literally dying, my worst case actually puts me in a better situation than what I was in before, right? Because if I had to return back to Australia with no money, no anything, like just fly back and have to start from scratch, like I just had the experience of being in San Francisco. And guess what? In Australia, when you've got tech experience from the tech capital of the world, like it's like you write your own paycheck, and that's the point here, right?
Show me the money.
So my worst case, like again, aside from dying, which is pretty like a bit of a stretch, Dave, bit of a stretch. I don't think I'm gonna die. So aside from that, worst case is better than where I was. Like it's a done deal. And the same for you, right? Like starting up a beach handball league, my worst case, no one shows up. I'm still at the beach, which is better than sitting at home. Like, how unfortunate.
That's it. So let's get real. And if when you're considering the worst case, you bring up a brilliant point there, Matt Kelly. What will you learn from the experience? So the worst case, and you know what? The worst case often means learning.
Yeah.
The worst case is you learn something. Worst case is you learn something. Does that put it into perspective, Matt Kelly?
Dave, I think it does. I really think it does. Like, the worst case is people hype it up to be so incredibly bad, and in so many cases, the realistic worst case, and I'll be honest, the realistic worst case is no worse off than you are now.
That's right. I'm just going to throw in a sneaky little interlude here, Matt Kelly, to just go in a little bit deeper into this drama pattern.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I think this is really, and I'll go into this in another episode, okay? Because it deserves more time. But just very quickly and very sneakily. So when you go to decide to live your outrageous life and do your whatever it is, start the business, end the relationship, find a new relationship, travel, enroll in a new course, whatever. Other people around you might create drama, yeah?
Right.
They'll be dramatic. Oh, it's the end of your life. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
you know all this sort of business.
We see that all the time. Yeah.
You know all that sort of business. So drama, they are connecting with you through drama, and this is such a common pattern in the Western world today. That people connect with drama. Why is shows like Bold and the Beautiful so popular? Because there's so much drama on the show. Why do people love reality TV like Big Brother and stuff? Is Big Brother on in the States? I don't know.
Oh, it has been. Not right now, but it has been.
People connect with the drama. So you can either connect with drama, right? That's one way. And a little bit of drama's good, it's a bit of fun sometimes. But the people that are always connecting with drama, it's because they don't know how to connect any other way. They're connecting unresourcefully through drama. They don't know how to resourcefully connect. They don't know how to actually sit down with the TV off, with all the electronics off, and look at someone in the eye and go, Matt, how you doing, man? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, really, man, I'm here for you. Like, there's presence here. Like, I'm listening. I'm like, what's going on? They don't know how to do that. So the people that are perhaps causing you drama about the worst case, it's because they don't know how to connect any other way. And they're doing the best they can. If they knew a better way to connect, they would. They just don't know how to. And that's one of the things we'll cover in a future episode is how to connect resourcefully, because I think that's really important for samurai.
Let's pencil that in for a future episode because I love it.
Yeah, cool. But does that make sense? It sort of lifts the lid a bit on why, and then, see, this is like, you know what this is like, Matt Kelly? All this human behavior stuff, it's like the HTML behind a website, right?
Dave, so listen to you, dropping the phrases, I love this.
Here we go, so you look at a website, and it's got like a sign-up box and like this like lovely image and a bit of content, stuff like that, and you look at it and go, ooh, that's pretty. Or you look at a website and, the owner tells you that it's doing like 100,000 a month. And you're like, why? Or like, you look at something and there's like a cool graphic that's like doing this funky thing.
Yeah.
And you don't know why. You say, oh, that's cool. But why do they do that? Oh, it's so annoying when that happens. Why do they do that? But then, if you understood the code, the human behavior, if you could go into the HTML and go, well, they've got a div there and they've got a stash there and that's bold and, that's why. You would see it for what it is. So that's what human behavior is like. Human behavior and like seeing them connecting unresourcefully with drama, it's like seeing the HTML.
Yeah.
It's understanding the back end. And then you can see it and go,
that was a great example. Amazing analogy.
You get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Giggity. All right.
So let's reframe. Let's retarget this, Dave. So we've identified. Here's my scenario. I've identified that the decision I'm trying to make, it is on the path. I've identified the worst case scenario, right? What's next?
Okay, worst case scenario. Next question, third question in this process to ask yourself is, can I live with that? Can I live with the worst case scenario?
Yeah. And it's important that we think about this because really, like exactly what you just said, we're removing the drama cycle from this completely. So when this question comes in after you've actually determined what the worst case really is.
That's right. Can I live with the worst case scenario? So if you're starting an internet business and you're going to put down, say, $2,000, can I live with doing $2,000? If yes, proceed immediately. Immediately. If no, don't do it. Don't do it. If you can't live with that, don't do it.
And we should contrast this with a really intense example so people can see when this does apply. So I want to go and I want to play with the wild lions in Africa, right? I want to do it. It'd be an amazing experience. They look fun, okay? Is it on my path? Well, I want to do it and it looks fun. So yes, it's on my path, right?
It's on your path to an outrageous life.
Sure. What's the worst case scenario? They maul me and I die, right? Can I live with that worst case? probably not in this particular situation. So what do? I'm going to go and I'm going to go visit them in a zoo, in a controlled environment, right?
Good.
But the worst case in that situation was enough that I wasn't willing to die to have that experience.
Yes.
But in so many, I mean, that's such an extreme example, right? In so many cases, in your day-to-day life, you rattled off before, Dave, like leaving your job, starting your business, ending a relationship, or creating a relationship, going traveling, doing all these things. The worst case is so rarely going to be that intense. So the real question then, when you know what the worst case is can I live with it?
Great, Matt Kelly. Great. And if you can, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer to proceed.
Yeah.
The reason I love this decision-making model is because it's been modeled off some of the best minds in business in the world, Matt Kelly.
Yeah.
This is the exact structure that Branson uses.
Yeah.
Richard Branson, who has over 400 companies, super big dog, right?
Yeah.
This is what Ferris uses, right? And this is what Malcolm Gladwell uses. Through the tipping point.
You've got some pretty big names there.
Branson, Ferris, and Gladwell make their decisions based on this structure. Dude, it's good enough for me. I want to be like those dudes. It's good enough for me.
And here's what I love about it, David, is when you've reached this point, okay, so when you've reached this point, when you've gone through this decision, this process to help you make that decision about whether it's worth proceeding, and if it is worth proceeding, right? Like, you've gotten to the end, one tick, 2 tick, 3 ticks, like, okay, like, the decision has to be made, I'm comfortable with making it because I've validated the process. Like, there's no other way to back yourself. How much more confident could I be?
Like, what are you waiting for the stars to align and, like, you know, God himself to come down and say, Matthew, you must go.
Right.
Like, you know, if you're religious, that may well happen. But the stars will never align. It's never the right time.
No one else is going to help you do it, Dave. That's the point.
And that's I love that learning from you, Matt Kelly, is that this is a big realization, isn't it? No one else will live your outrageous life for you. Talk to me about that.
Well, I mean, the thing for me here is, like, so often we put so much trust and faith and dependency on what other people think, and it's like, I want this, and I need my parents and my family and my friends and my co-workers to help me create that and be that person. And what I've worked out is, if you can't trust yourself, who can you trust? You can't trust anyone. No one else is going to help you do it. They're too focused on their own stuff, Dave. And if they're telling you not to do something, if they're caught in their own drama cycle, then guess what? They're going to push that on you, and they're going to make it even harder for you to make your decision.
That's it. It's about keeping the promises to yourself, even the little ones, man. Even little ones like, tonight I'm going to make myself a salad.
Yeah.
Keep that promise to yourself. Seriously, do that. Try that. All Samurai viewers out there, promise yourself that tonight you will make yourself a healthy, nutritious meal. Go ahead and do that. And then sit back afterwards and go, yeah, it feels good to be able to trust yourself. It feels good to be able to trust yourself. And you know why? Okay, now we're getting down and dirty in human needs. This is like getting into the code of how humans work, right? When you can trust yourself, that is giving you certainty, which is the first core human need that everyone needs in order to form a base.
Right.
Once you have certainty in yourself, then you can go out into the wild, into uncertain conditions, and go and make stuff happen. Because you've got that base where you trust yourself. Because you've got the base that trusts yourself, it means that you can go out and do all this uncertain stuff. If you did not have the certainty in self, then you wouldn't be able to go out and do crazy stuff.
Right.
Does this make sense?
It makes perfect sense, Dave. I'm loving it.
This is the code. Certainty first, then you can go into uncertainty. So if there's any people out there that haven't been acting, haven't been getting as much action as they want, let me ask, how much certainty have you been getting? And if the answer is not enough to act, then that's telling me you haven't been keeping the little promises to yourself.
Right.
You haven't been trusting yourself enough. So the first thing is to start doing little things to trust yourself and the little things become so important. I am going to drink water today. Awesome. Kept
Done.
the promise to myself.
Done. Feeling
Feeling good. Now let's go out and find another. You just totally goldfished that.
I did, and it was good.
Well,
It's like so much water. I'm loving this.
you go ahead and create those different reference points. Create the little ones. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you're sitting on that fence and you're like, you know what? I can handle myself. Here we go. and you jump into the mix, right? And then, because you know who you are, you know that you can back yourself. You know that when you say you're going to do something, you can do it.
Right.
Dude, how's that on lifting the hood? Is that good code?
Man, this is great code. I feel like if you don't know how to back yourself now, you need to rewind and rewatch, because there's so much that we've just discovered here, right? It's when you want to make a decision, you've got to back yourself, okay? In order to back yourself, in order to actually make progress, you've got to know how to make the right decision, make a good decision, and be so confident that it's right. So you go through the 3-step process, Dave. We've done that. We've been through the 3-step process. It's good, okay? I'm keeping the promises to myself, and I'm actually going to do it because I know that's the only way to the outrageous life that I want. Man, I feel like we've bashed this into the ground. People...
Boom.
There's no reason not to do this. There's no reason not to. Like, it's a simple process, and we make decisions every day. Every day, we have to back ourselves. So, I feel like we just do it. We just do it.
Back yourself. Follow the process. It's not about the feeling. It does not have to feel good. The decision to invest money in a business or like an education program or something, it does not have to feel good. Is it taking you on the path to where you want to go? Yes. Can I handle the worst case? What's the worst case? Can I handle that? Yes. Do it immediately. That is the Branson Harris Gladwell, Dave Thompson and Matt Kelly Living Outrageously podcast method for backing yourself and making decisions. Thank you.
Done deal. Dave, let's do quick tips.
Thank you. You're welcome. Quick tips. Okay, Matt Kelly, do you want to hit yours first?
I can hit mine first. All right.
Okay.
All right. People, you know I'm in San Francisco. This is the home of startups, of business, of the internet, of epic, exciting, crazy things, right? I've learned a lot since I've been here, and I've been here for a couple of months now. And one of the big things I've learned or discovered is there's this thing that's rapidly rising. It's growing, and it's called the sharing economy. Dave, this is new.
Talk to me.
So, the sharing economy is basically this movement of startups, of businesses, but really it comes from people who realize that they have stuff that they don't need all the time. They buy things and they don't really know how to use it, and they'll use it a few times and then it's sitting there, right? So, prime example, I bought a ladder because I had to paint the roof of my house, right? How regularly, right? Do I actually use that? Well, I use it to paint the roof of my house, and then I'm done for a while until I need it again, right? So what happens? Well, ideally, there's an infrastructure or an environment where when one of my friends, my neighbors, people around me need that, they have access to that. There's this whole startup, Dave, of people who are trying to basically hit this space. Airbnb, right?
Yes.
Like, prime example, people are sharing their houses.
Yeah.
So it's like the trust thing is dropping significantly, right? That barrier, and people are going, okay, if I can validate who you are, if I can meet you, then I'm probably going to trust you. You can live in my house. There's an amazing one, Dave, right now, and it's
motor vehicles.
Lyft.
Is that the motor vehicle one?
There's Uber, there's Lyft, there's Sidecar, but yeah, and I'll tell you what, Lyft is like I will not buy a car in San Francisco, pretty much ever. This is amazing. Basically, think taxi service, right?
Yeah.
However, using my phone, I hit go and it comes to me, right? Random guy in his own car, right? Who happens to be one of the coolest people you've ever met in your life, right? Because they only allow cool people to do it.
Right.
Right? And you have an epic conversation, you learn something from them, next thing you're networking while you're going somewhere, and you find out that they're just an entrepreneur trying to build their own thing, and this is how they make enough money to keep doing it. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible. And everyone I talk to who's used it loves it. I've used it so many times, it's not funny. And there's this whole movement, right, around people doing this creative stuff. And here's something, here was a realization for me, Dave, right? It's not about the specific individual companies. They're all interesting and doing interesting things. But really what this comes down to is a convergence of Web 1.0, the .com bust, right? And where we are now, so it was like then Web 2.0 and we saw social and everything else. What I feel like happening now is all those companies that died in the Web 1.0 era actually have a chance of survival now, right? Because what happened was, let's say, companies moved so quickly, right? They scaled so fast, so much money was poured in, it wasn't sustainable. It died, right? It died, and it all blew up, and we've gone right back. But now, like, people are on the internet. They know how to use it. They want to use it. They're putting money into it. Like, the everyday consumer is invested in it, and the companies that previously we saw attempt to start and fail are now succeeding for that purpose. So I suppose my quick tip, my way I'm going to pull this together is to say, like, the internet is changing so rapidly. There's startups coming from everywhere. Like, if you want to start your thing, A, there's never been a better time, okay, because people are so accepting and ready for it that you basically have to take action now. But B is, if you want to be inspired or motivated, go and read some of those case studies of companies that died in the past. I'm talking late 90s to early 2000s, because guess what? Those business models are now so frequently actually valid. Like, I'm looking forward to, like, grocery shopping. Like, Dave, that process should be a good process online. And there's so many companies attempting to do it in different ways, but it's not there yet. That's one that's going to be disrupted in a massive way. And I'm excited to see what happens. So yeah, my quick tip is look at the history to predict the future.
Matt Kelly, gazing into the crystal ball.
That's it.
Damn, man. Damn. We need to market this content as like, as like crystal ball. Like, this is the predictions. This is the predictions for Web 3.0.
Right.
And not, we know the code behind it, Matt Kelly.
We do. We can see it because it's literally unfolding before our eyes, and I'm loving that.
Dude, that's awesome. Great quick tip.
All right, Dave, time for yours, because you're going to blow my mind.
Okay, I've got a really awesome one, Matt Kelly. So it's called, you know that I'm right into health, and this is what we're talking about, okay? So if you've got low energy, or you feel like your adrenal glands are like just pumping it out, or you feel really stiff, or you go and exercise and some area of your body always gets tight, or you're just low on energy, or you just feel weird, okay? Right. It could be because your nerves aren't firing the right way, all right? So think about this. You have all nerves running through your body, and consider them, when you're in a perfect healthy state, the nerves are connecting like a superhighway.
Right.
Okay? Each finger connects perfectly and beautifully into the next space. They're all nice and neat and clean.
Right.
And just look how neat and clean that is. Like, it's an open passageway. It's flowing. The communication between the brain and the different parts of the body is flowing.
Right.
All right? And that's where we get optimum function. That's where you feel great. You get awesome performance out of yourself. The mental clarity is just out of this world. But then what happens is you go about everyday life and there's certain stresses, okay? Chemical stresses of pollution and, if you drink alcohol or like bad food, wheat, gluten, processed foods, bad fats, it starts to cause a stress on the system, right? Or maybe you get an injury. You hurt yourself in sport or something else, and it starts to and then maybe you break a muscle or tear a muscle or something, and then there's a break, right? Some sort of stress causes a break in the nerves.
Right.
But the human body is so adaptable, yeah? You following this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the human body's really adaptable, and it likes to repair itself really quickly. So it gets back together, okay? But this time, it gets back together. See how it's kind of a little messed up?
Right.
It's a little bit fucked up. Like, it did its best to get back together, and it did get back together really quickly. You saw how quick it got back together.
Yeah, really quickly.
But look at the superhighway now. It's not really a superhighway, is it?
Not really, no.
It's more like a one-lane road that goes through a highway.
It's a country
that goes through a river.
It's a twisted country road.
It's a twisted country road with maybe a river at the bottom.
Right.
Okay? Or maybe it's like this. Now it's over a mountain pass.
Right.
Okay? how much slower are you going to go? So remember, first of all, we were like this. This is super highway. Look how fast you can get. You can, the brain can communicate with the nerves like that. So that's initial. Then there's stress. It comes back together. And now, if you're trying to send information through this highway, what sort of speed you're going to be getting?
Yeah.
It's different, isn't it? It's different.
Very.
Or what about if it's even like a bit like that? There's the country road. It's different. So, this can result in all sorts of underperformance issues.
Right.
Lack of mental clarity, low energy, being really tight in one area of your body when you go to train, or different organs misfiring, different health issues, a whole range of health issues.
Yeah, yep.
So, the solution is quantum neurology, nervous system rehabilitation. Okay? It's pretty high tech.
It sounds complex.
It's not.
Wow, okay.
It's actually not. They get this little gun, right? That just like goes on your spine and just goes like
right, okay.
And what it does is it fixes the nerves from this to this.
Right.
And in the course of about 10 to 20 seconds, the superhighway is repaired. The information can go from the brain out to whatever function of the body that you're working on is. And from this point, it promotes healing. So I hurt my shoulder, yeah? I hurt my shoulder in rugby. This arm was all messed up, right?
Yep.
The superhighway was like this.
Yep.
Okay, it didn't heal 100%. I got some quantum neurology done on it, nervous system rehabilitation.
Right.
So it's rehabilitating the nerves. The nerves go back to a superhighway. The messages can get there really quick. Now, my shoulder, look at that, dude. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's good. It's promoted It's promoted healing in my shoulder. So my quick tip is, if you have high stress, if you're not feeling good, if you got like a cloudy brain and you don't really have any mental clarity, or if you've got an injury that hasn't healed right, go and find a quantum neurologist.
Wow.
And get some work done. They're often trained previously as chiropractors, and then they go into this quantum neurology.
Right.
Go find one, man. The results are instantaneous.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. How have I never heard of this?
I know, neither had I.
Amazing.
Until I went looking, Matt Kelly.
Of course.
Until I went looking. I'm like, okay, must fix shoulder.
Yep.
4 beach handball, must fix shoulder.
Amazing.
How do I do it? Okay, this quantum neurology.
Right.
Is this on the path to where I want to go? Yes. What's the worst case? It doesn't work. Can I live with that? Yes. Do it immediately. And so I got about 2 months, probably 2 sessions a week for 2 months.
Yep.
My whole body feels amazing, man. Recovery is better, mental clarity, flexibility. Dude, I have amazing neck flexibility now. Am I in screen?
Yeah, you're in screen. Who would have thought we would have gotten here? This is epic.
Hello.
So this is just something that you can just show up and get done? Is this like something that do people do this frequently? How have I never heard of this?
It's just like a physio or a masseuse. It's just it's a new field of study. It's been around for a while, but it's just not as well known. Like there's 20 people in Australia that do it. I'm sure there'd be a lot more in the States. But dude, here's the thing. I did it and it worked.
That's all you need.
I don't know if it'll work for you, but I can speak very highly.
Done deal. Dave, thank you, Dave. Thank you. What an episode. Thank
you, Matt Kelly. This has been fabulous.
It has.
This is going to be, I've just got to say to all the folks out there, season 3, this is going to be an absolute cracker, Matt Kelly. Incredible value. Incredible value. We went a little bit over time. I don't think the podcast is going to be this long in the future, but dude, the fossil of the bull was so compelling.
That's it. It's all about the bull, right?
It's all about the bull. Dude, have you got anything else left to say?
I've got nothing else. Thank you, Samurai. Thank you, Dave Thompson. That's Dave. I think we're done.
We're done. If you want a boring life, go sit in a cubicle and you won't let the sloth win, will you? Especially now after this episode. My name's Dave Thompson. That's Matt the Freaking Man Kelly, and we will catch you on the other side.
Peace out, everyone.